a sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Well, I find most of the people for my show on Facebook. And one of the things I like to do is read their profile page. And it's really interesting what you find on profile. Someone must how do you have time to do all of those things? Today's guest is a prime example. From Toronto, David Mary. Welcome to the show.
Nancy, thank you. Good to be here.
So you're a comic, right?
I am.
You're a director and a producer, an owner of a high-handed board game, a writer. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you so far.
Now, some of the places it says, like on your profile page, it says comedian at the Tropicana in Atlantic City. So does that mean like you're a regular there?
Oh, all right. So to make a living for the last 35 years, I travel the globe as a stand-up comedian, but I do a comedy magic show. So it's verbal all the way through, like it's stand-up jokes coming at you. I do one-liners. I was a joke writer for Rodney Dangerfield and Joan Rivers, so it's a million jokes coming at you, loosely based around some sort of kind of outlandish magic show. But Atlantic City, absolutely. Yeah, I played Atlantic City for a lot of years, played Las Vegas for a lot of years, the comedy stop at both the Tropicana hotels.
Very good. Yeah. MGM Grand Hotel and Casino.
Right? Absolutely. Played Brad Garrett's Comedy Club at the MGM in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, exciting. That sounds so exciting to me. It really does.
That's fun. Yeah, it's great. Well, look, I mean, being a magician, from the card standpoint, I kind of morphed into like doing magic. I morphed into learning how to gamble and spending a lot of time on cruise ships and in casinos. I love going to those places because I love to gamble. So it's great. It's a really good fit.
Very good. Now, tell me about you're the director producer at Little Sketchy TV.
Yeah.
And
last year we got what actually is I think the largest single order of Canadian comedy in Canadian comedy TV. We had an order last year of 42 episodes.
Wow.
And we shot 42 episodes. I was one of the writers, but I was one of the producers as well, and the director. I directed all of those. I put together a really good cast of some of Canada's funniest comics, and we did 42 episodes. Yeah, it was great.
Now, what were the challenges in being a director?
Well, okay, so here's just to give you a little background, Nancy. Because I've been doing comedy for so long, like seriously, 35 years. I was on a plane so much that I went, I have to have a bit of an exit strategy here. I love doing what I'm doing, but I love to be at home. So I wanted to figure out a way to get off an airplane, and I want to leave a nice body of work on the planet. So I opened up a TV and film company 10 years ago called Home Invasion Studios. So I took many directing courses, learned how to produce. Producing is a different animal, but directing, I started doing that 10 years ago. So that's kind of my exit strategy from stand-up, and kind of morphed into that. So your question was, is it tough or is it a challenge? It's a great other skill that I've learned in life. I try and challenge myself. So I was most happy to get into another line of work while I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right. No, I know that. Sorry to interrupt you. There's one of your, let's see, I'm just reading here. It says one of your hard work and belief paid off. That's your directing of a Switched at Death.
So currently, me and my writing partner, a very funny comedian from Los Angeles, Marty Putz, also Canadian, one of the greatest prop acts in the world, probably just below Carrot Top. He and I are old friends, and we've written several movies together. I've written 9, and that one, it did so well, Nancy, at screenplay festivals that we went, oh God, we got to raise some money and shoot it. So we shot it in March and had it edited during the summer. And currently, I have a distribution company in Hollywood. Yeah. actively selling it, and it has recently won three of the festivals it was in,
Wow, that is so awesome. But how,
like big ones.
yeah, that's
It won the Rome International Film Awards. It won the New York International Film Awards, and 3 days ago it won the Los Angeles International Film Awards. So we're very lucky. Anyone that wants to see the trailer or do anything, and read up about it, because I'm hopefully going to get it out to the world soon. I'm very proud as a Canadian director. The website is switchedatdeath.com, if you don't mind me saying.
no, I want to include everything that so people
Beautiful.
can all of your work, and if they want to contact you or whatever, that's important, right? But that's tremendous. Congratulations, by the way. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure it is a lot of work getting those things done, right?
Well, you know what's interesting? Here, being a sole practitioner of comedy my entire life, I worked alone. So once I had this movie up and running, my partner and I, who did all the casting, and I did all the producing, and I raised all the funds, and I was one of the executive producers with my two partners. All of a sudden, I go from having one person to look after to I hired 110 people. So it was really cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I understand, because I did a little stand up myself, so being alone on stage, and then it is a totally different process, right? If you fail, it's just on you, and nobody else has to suffer from it except for the audience, maybe.
That's it. No, you are living and dying by your own hand every night. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what was there? There was another movie too that that I think, was it in here, or is it this?
Well, I'm currently working on another movie right now. Like I said, I've written 9, and comedy is my currency, but that's not to say that it necessarily is my favorite genre. I have written some nasty horror movies, and we're doing one now, which is a suspense thriller called The Cage. It's kind of like Saw. It's nasty. So that's my current project that I'm up and running now.
So for Switch at Death, how long did the whole process take? Like from what I mean is like getting it filmed.
Yeah. You know what? Before I answer that, let me back it up, because probably a lot of your viewers too, may not know the entire process. My initial version of that movie was written 8 years ago. So they call writing rewriting. So you rewrite, and you hone it. We finally got it to the way we wanted perhaps 3 years ago. So that's 5 years after we wrote it. From there, to develop it into what we wanted took another 2.5 years. And then to film it, we filmed it, that was 15 days of principal photography. So from the mid-March to the end of March, and then the post-production, God, that's another 3 months of very, very hard work. Filming the movie is one thing, but the post-production, that is movie making.
Yeah. Because I know you record, you film a lot more stuff than you're actually going to use, right?
Absolutely. So that's when you capture the assets, all the stuff that is needed for the storytelling. And then after that, it really doesn't take life until you start to piece it together, putting in certainly all the proper cuts, all the special sound effects, and all the stuff that's needed, including music and all that stuff. So it's a big process.
Right. Yeah. Now, as a producer, do you look for backing?
Absolutely. In Canada, well, not even in Canada, everywhere. I'm just putting my blinds down here. I'm in my nice bay window, but it's a little bright. Nobody wants to write a check in Canada, right? So it's hard. It's hard to get very hard to get a movie made. So I'm very, very pleased that I went through the entire process, was very diligent. From CMF, out in your neck of the woods, I was dealing with the Vancouver office of the Canada Media Fund.
Right.
The Canada Media Fund, Monica out there was just fabulous. And I filled out all the forms and did it in such a way that we got quite a bit of funding. And that probably took up a third of the budget, which is a great help.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Now, would stuff ever get to be, like, say, on Netflix?
So currently, with my distribution company in the United States, one of my other executive producing partners was the vice president of Fox Canada. So he is currently looking after where we get it on the air here. and that will probably be, it'll be a Netflix, it'll be a Crave, or it'll be an Amazon or a Paramount Plus up in Canada. And then around the world, it could be on any other streaming service as well. So we're just right now in talks, and as soon as I find out, I'll drop you a note. I want the world to know where the hell I can see it, so I can get some eyeballs on it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think that like I would look forward to seeing it myself, so
Absolutely, yeah.
it'll happen fairly soon. Now, so when it goes to like when you said it, what happened in New York? Sorry, I forget the terminology, but
Yeah, no. Well, it won the New York International Film Festival.
okay.
So it won the Best Picture, and I was lucky enough to win another award for the Best First Time Director. So it's a good coup for our movie, but it's a good coup for Canada. Like a good old Canadian film won that, so it was quite a nice accolade.
I'm really glad to hear that, because at one time, mostly what we saw on TV was mostly American programs, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Movies and whatever. And I've just been watching this series on Netflix, and it's all based in Toronto. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is so wonderful.
What's it called?
Is it Transformer? It's about a guy from Syria. He's a doctor, and he's
Wow, cool.
working at a hospital in Toronto.
Very cool. Well, there's a lot of good stuff filmed here,
Yeah.
like a lot of good stuff. I mean, Suits, so many movies. We have some very talented Canadian filmmakers and TV producers, it's good to be part of it.
Yeah, it must be for sure. I mean, exciting. But I still wonder, how do you have time to do everything?
Well, some of the other things that you named, I do have a board game out. It's called High Handed. I have the North American rights to a certain golf tee. You know what? I just find time. I have a pile of stuff on the left side of my desk that I attend to. Once I get it done, I put it over to the right side of my desk, and I have, technically, I guess I've accomplished another thing. I love to be very busy in life, and I just love, I like all the different stupid little facets that I do that I've kind of fallen into. It makes it pretty exciting.
Yeah, right. I'm just wondering if you're like me, like when I'm doing something, I'm also always thinking, getting this done so I can move on to the next project. Right?
Well, you make a good point. I haven't sold the last movie. I have a company looking after that, and touch wood, that'll happen in the next 6 weeks to 2 months. Yeah. But before I even sell that, I'm already working on my next movie. Absolutely. You got to be in there pitching, and you got to be in there thinking of the next thing.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've done the produced and directed the comedy, and you said you've done some of the darker stuff, right?
I've written 3 nasty movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a preference?
That's a good question, because I haven't seen my newest movie made yet, The Cage. It did very well at screenplay festivals as well. It won 2. So again, we kind of jumped at the chance to make this. So I haven't seen it yet. I've seen it in the back of my head 100 times, because I wrote that with my other writing partner, perhaps 4 years ago. So I've seen the movie, but I just haven't seen it on film yet. So, until it comes to fruition, you don't really know the final entity.
Right. Okay. So how's it going working with a writing partner?
So my partner in Los Angeles, he comes up with a premise, and he'll just say it one sentence to me, and I go, "Oh my God, that's a great idea." And I'm the guy who will actually put most of the screenplay together, and then he'll come in and we'll tweak, because I just love writing, and I'm a voracious writer. When I was performing on cruise ships, that's when I wrote 9 screenplays. Wow. I wrote 9 movies on cruise ships. And then my other partner, a very funny guy, Larry Horowitz, and he was one of the funniest comics, still is, in the country. He taught at Humber College. He was the head of comedy at Humber College, and he and I we're voracious writers. So he and I have written 3 or 4 movies together. So when it comes to collaboration, I love it. I am the hardcore guy that will lay down most of the stuff. Then I'll bring my partners back in, and we tweak and rewrite from there.
Right. Now, is it only, I don't mean only in that sense, but is it just movies that you write, or like do you write like for TV?
Yep.
as well.
So, yep, no, definitely. I have an 8-part miniseries that we're working on. I have pitched 9 sitcoms. We have scripts for 9 sitcoms. No, absolutely any genre. I've done short films. I've done comedy videos online. I've done industrial videos. Yeah, and then part of the company's business, my Home Invasion Studios. A lot of companies will come to me and they will want comedic advertising.
Huh?
And because I have some of the best comics in the country helping me out, we specialize in comedic content.
Wow, that's so wonderful. I think it's
Yeah.
so cool, by the way. I love it all. I love it all. I love people who are busy in their mind. They're always going, with some new project because that energy is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. No, cheers. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I hope we've covered everything. Oh,
Excellent.
do you have well, I'll find out. You're on your Facebook, you're on your profile page.
Yeah,
I think you have a website there, do you?
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you were to go to davidmerry.com, and Mary is just like Merry Christmas, just
Right.
davidmerry.com.
Nice
And of course, my movie is switchedadeath.com.
yeah.
And my film company is Home Invasions. It's homeinvasion.ca.
Okay, I'll make sure that's all
Yeah.
included. Great. All right. Well, thank you.
Fabulous.
Just stay on camera for a second, okay? So just
Absolutely.
the audience, you've been listening to David Merry, and I'm going to put his contact information there. Check his stuff out. It's really exciting. And Canadians, we need to support other Canadians because that's important. I mean, we don't get enough accolades, I guess the word is. Not sure. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching the show. I hope you continue to do so. Take care and peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's a place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's a place to be, you'll see.